Hello everyone, this is Mike
And Zoe.
and we are going to work on episode 8 today.
Yep.
Right, alright,
Episode 8.
so I can't remember what we needed to do, therefore what we're going to do is we're going to try this. We had a button, didn't we? I think it was left control. Yeah. Spin the wheel!
That was whiny.
7.
Hi, Mr. Green Guy.
Hit it again.
Okay.
Now hit it again right away. And again. And again. See? We have it broken. And I don't know which turn we're on. I think that the turns are actually dependent on car movement, so I think we'll be fine. But, yeah. So, we have a few things to fix.
Like the fact that it snaps to 1.
Yeah, it snaps to the first thingy, which isn't great. I wonder how we can fix that. It's not obvious to me that we have an easy way to fix that. I mean, we should basically create another node, but Well, I suppose we could do one move to start in the player motor, I guess, right? Yes, I think it would be helpful because we would need a way to highlight whose turn it is. Right, there's a few things that we need to do. Okay, so one thing at a time. So first of all, we need to clearly separate those turns and make it so that you cannot re-roll while the turn is going, right? So let's see what our situation is here in the game manager. Hello! Okay, so this is update. We don't care, I don't think. So received completed roll. That's the one thing that allows us to go to the next turn. So one thing that we're definitely going to turn off actually in update is we are going to remove these other functions. We don't want them. Boop. Save.
But will the game still work?
Change the left control to space. Yeah. Well, all those things we're doing is just rolling certain specific numbers and moving already. Save. Okay.
Yeah, plus the left or the right, we don't really need it.
Yeah, we don't need any of that for now. So what we need is so we have change turn, which should happen only after receive complete roll. Yeah. And we shouldn't allow rolling until we have received the complete roll. So let's put a new state called rolling right here, I think. So make a private bool.
I wonder how it will look like to have a public bool.
What do you mean?
I wonder how it would show in the inspector.
It's a tick mark.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So private bool and call this one rolling. Semicolon. Okay. So copy it, and whenever we do start rolling, which is right here, we are going to change rolling to true. So go rolling equals true. You know what? I'm not happy about having all of this fat stuff inside update. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a quick function called start turn or something.
Okay.
Put it here, go void start turn. Open, close. Save. Cut all of this. Paste it here, and now go start turn, open, close. Open, close, semicolon. Alright, that's nicer. So now whenever we press space, start turn gets called and start turn does things and we're rolling is true. Okay, so when are we able to roll again? Only after
rolling is false.
That's right. And when do we set rolling to false?
After it's finished rolling and the car is
so receive completed roll. Well, no, the car must have moved already, and we don't have that. Right? So we need to wait for move toward to be finished, which means we need to have some kind of callback. Okay, so let's do, like here we have received completed roll. Let's go received completed move. So go public. So we need public void receive. Receive. No, the other way around.
But didn't I spell it right today?
No, it's different
This
than the top one, isn't it?
Oh, you're
Potato.
right.
Receive.
Oh, what a mess. Sorry.
What a mess. That's okay. Receive. What was it? Completed movement or something. Completed move.
Completed move. I can't do any tabs for this one. So.
Open, close. That's true. Save. Okay, so here what we're gonna say is exactly what you suggested, which is wait, change turn shouldn't be happening here, should it? Change turn should happen here.
Yeah.
That's a big bug.
Gigantic bug.
Okay, so cut it, put it here, and I'll tell you what. Inside change turn, we're gonna say rolling is false here. So rolling.
It's functions instead of functions and functions.
Equals false.
Don't we need to call receive completed roll now?
Yeah.
Before
We are gonna go
forget.
into our player motor, execute move. It does its whole thing, right? And at the end, it's going to conclude the while, right? Because the while is as long as we have moves to do. Now, as soon as we hit moves equals 0, we can go game manager, complete movement. Script, receive, script, and then receive complete.
Oh, that's
Destroyed! No, don't do that.
Don't destroy. Hit script.
Script dot receive complete movement. There it is. Open, close, semicolon. Okay, save. Okay, so now we're gonna test it and we're gonna try and hit space several times. Wait, no, we forgot something.
Oh.
Stupid daddy. Okay, in game manager, right now we can still press the button and we don't have any checks. So here you're gonna say if rolling, if not rolling. Yeah. And cut all of this. Put it right here. Okay, now it's
Very
good.
important
Save.
bit that.
All right, so now let's test. Should work now. So you hit space to roll. Okay, so it wasn't rolling, so we were able to roll. Now we rolled that 10.
It's good. Hi.
Blue car moves. Try and roll. No, it's not working. It's not working. It's not working.
It worked.
It now worked. That's good.
After Mr. Blue.
After blue came to a stop. 3. Yeah.
Eight. Yeah, I can't do it.
Okay, good. So we fixed this pretty well. Now, one thing that I also want to fix right away is that thing that every car is following the same target. I'm fine with every car following the same target, but it only must follow the target when it's its turn to do so. So let's go to the player and let's take a look at. It's not here. Move toward die roll. It's probably in player motor. Where is it?
We could use the find.
In update, I'm guessing. Yeah, right here. Right. So this is good. Inside update. Why don't we simply put it inside the coroutine? Right? So if we put it inside the coroutine, it should totally work. Yeah. Cut this.
We don't need update.
Cut this, and you put it right here. Paste it. Save. Okay. Actually, I should probably put it after the passing time. Yeah, let's do that. Cut it. Paste it here. Paste it here. Delete these lines. Save. All right. Now let's test it. So now only the car that's moving should be rotating. The other car should stand still. So let's see.
We might have to spin again to see. Let me go. See.
Yeah, the other cars aren't rotating.
Yep.
Okay, hit space again. Now yellow. Observe yellow. Don't look at whoever moves next. Look at yellow.
Yellow's not moving.
Yellow's not moving and not rotating.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, so we fixed it that way, right? That's pretty good.
And the other guys didn't rotate either.
That's right. So everything is working correctly. Now we have these rotated wrong on these tiles. This is a minor bug. I'm I'm not very fussed about it, to be honest.
We're not going to sell this game or anything.
Sure, I mean, we can fix it later, that's all I'm saying. Plus, I mean, we could simply put all of the tiles straight and Bob's your uncle, you're done. Right, so...
Bob's your uncle?
Bob's your uncle. It's a British expression to mean, and you're done, and things are done.
Okay.
And you're sorted, as they say. Okay, so we're rolling things, we're doing the things. We fixed that. I think what we should start doing, maybe, is do some fun stuff.
Like
so
that?
How about we do the overtaking?
Okay.
So when a car overtakes the other car just sort of like blows up.
Boom.
Like, I mean, doesn't explode, but it sort of jumps up. Let's see.
Wow.
Yeah, something like this. Look. My mouse is a bit broken. All right, so here's the car, right? What's his name? Player clone. This one, right? So this one, we can make it go like this. And then spin in the air like this and do a backflip like this, right? Well, more or less. And then it falls on the previous tile.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That could be pretty cool. No?
Yeah.
All right. So let's do that.
But wouldn't it need to get back up on his feet?
Yeah, of course. It needs to fall on its feet. Right? So the way we are going to do this particular flip is we are going to make it very, very simple. Okay? We are going to cheese it.
Oh, cheese it? How?
Yeah. We're going to create a couple of curves.
Okay.
And just a height. And then we're going to use these curves to make the car do whatever it needs to do.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we're going to make it do a rotation on some axis. We'll figure it out. So our player motor is going to deal with this. Okay, so this is execute move, and that's fine. We're going to have an execute move to go backward too, and it's going to work. No, it's not. The reason why it's not going to work this one is because we still have this thing that stares at the target. So that's a problem. But yeah, I'm perfectly happy with having another core routine to just do the be overtaken.
With more beziers?
No. So create an enumerator.
Whoops. Not caps lock.
And you want to call this one execute overtake. Semicolon. My bad. Okay, and let's see. So we got a coroutine for move. I think we're gonna use this coroutine still. So rather this variable for coroutines. So that's just fine. And we're gonna need the public function for this too. So create a public void. Be overtaken. Open, close.
Whoops, there I made the mistake.
Yes, you did. Okay, save. So we're just gonna make it by default that when you get overtaken, you get bumped backwards by 1.
Bong.
That's how it's going to work. So let me think this through. So let's see how execute moves works. Excuse me, move toward works. Okay, so let's copy this. Put it right here. So it's almost certainly unnecessary, but now copy this, paste it here, copy execute overtake, paste it here, and remove die roll. Save. Okay, so now we're all done. We can take quite a bit of code from here. So passing time we're definitely gonna need. So let's copy that, paste it here, give it a value of 0. F. Banana. Okay, create a while loop.
We didn't copy that much yet.
That's true, because this is going to be quite different. So passing time is lower than 1f.
That's IF.
Close it, open, yeah. And here you're going to say passing time plus equals times the delta time. Time the delta time.
Usual.
Yeah, well, I mean it needs to go up, right?
Yep.
Hit enter twice, yield return new, wait for seconds,
Oops, spelled it wrong, obviously.
Obviously.
Yield return.
As you do.
Yes, I do.
Yield return. No, wait for seconds. And time till delta time. Yeah, didn't you forget something?
I forgot a bracket. And I also put a point instead. It's a little bit off the mark.
A little bit. Oh dear, I shouldn't yawn. That's impolite.
Impolite.
Whatever. I've never been known for my politeness, have I? Okay, so
Well, you've never been known in general by people outside in any way.
Yes, that is accurate. The vast majority of people on this planet do not
Don't
know
know
me,
you.
and we should keep it that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be weird.
So passing time is increased by time dot delta time, right? And we want time dot delta time to be weighted every frame. That's good. Now all we need to do is the movement. So let's go and take a look at here. And here we've got the transform dot position, and we're gonna need the transform dot rotation as well. Look target, we're actually going to ignore for now.
Okay.
So copy all of this, paste it here. Now we're gonna have to hit shift tab twice. Yeah. Okay, so transfer position quadratic daisy. Okay, yep, this is all a lie. That is lying. All of this can go.
Bye bye,
Save.
quadratic daisy.
Okay, so what we need to figure out now is the next tile that we want to aim for. So how does this guy do it? Right here, player current tile is player next tile. Player next tile is right here. Game manager script get tile player current tile. Move sign is going to be negative, remember?
Yes.
That's an int, therefore -1 we're going to give it. Okay, copy this instead. All right, and you're going to put it right here outside of the loop. So player next tile is move sign -1. So put a -1. Player current tile. Okay, save. So here we're gonna get the next tile, which is the one behind us, and that's just fine. So now we're gonna say transform dot position equals a vector 3 dot lerp.
Yay. There.
And now we are going to say, let me think this through for a moment. We are going to say current tile dot transform dot position. You need a bracket. You've opened it? Have you?
I think I have.
Yes,
Yeah.
you have. Yeah. Player. It's in player. It's in player. So player dot current tile. Player dot current tile. Dot transform dot position. Actually, this is not going to work, and I'll explain why soon. Right, and the next bit that you want is player next tile transform dot position, but we need to make a change here. It's pretty important. Yeah, transform dot position. Okay, so what's the issue here?
What?
That oh no, it's not an issue. I am a silly banana.
Oh.
So let me explain to you what my problem was. I thought that we were doing a lerp between the current position of the player and wherever we're going. It doesn't really matter. The problem with that is that the current position of the player changes every frame if you're doing lerp. So you get an acceleration or a deceleration, I can't remember, because you've constructed the lerp incorrectly. The lerp needs to have a static starting point. I mean, not necessarily, but generally speaking, a simple lerp is going to have a static starting point and a static end point. Now, current tile is static until we change it, so we're fine with that. So anyway, just don't worry about it. It's okay. Now hit comma again, and now we need to give it the
controller.
Yeah, we need to give it the controller, and the controller is. In this case, I don't think we need a curve. So let's just go with passing time for now. So just simple passing time. So linear. Close the bracket and semicolon. Now we're not done with the movement, because what this is going to do is going to make the car slide backwards. Right? And we don't particularly care. to do that.
We want to make it like jump.
That's right. To make it jump, we need to make another variation. Okay, and we are going to do that in the middle of the movement. Okay. So let me think this through. No, it's going to be right here. So you go plus, and here you do vector3 dot. Which way do we jump?
Upward.
Then vector3 dot up times mathf dot lerp.
Whoa, semicolon dot lerp. Another lerp. Yay.
Okay, open a round bracket, and what we're gonna do here, it's going to be, we're gonna invent a variable that isn't there yet. So start writing game manager dot script. Actually, this is rubbish, I'm sorry. Zero float, start with zero float, and then comma, game manager dot script, you put an extra comma, dot script dot overtake jump height. You need to write all of this. Overtake jump height. Close the round bracket. Oh, I actually missed stuff. Comma, we need the controller. Now here we're gonna need an animation curve. So you go game manager dot script.
Another red to them?
Yeah. Script dot curve underscore overtake jump. Dot evaluate. We're inventing everything, so you can't use tab at all. Evaluate, open a bracket, passing time, close the bracket. Enough. These extra semicolons. All right, so let's think this through. So you're moving between the current tile and the next tile. The next tile's been calculated before the loop, so we're fine. And so we would just be sliding backwards here, and that's okay. But we also need a movement up. So we're gonna multiply up by another lerp that goes between 0 and another number, say 10. So we jump 10 units up using a certain curve. Okay, so we need to create these two variables. So let's take this one, copy, go to game manager, and so this is a cosmetic thing, but it's about here. So let's put it here and go public.
Not dot.
Float. Space paste, and give it equals 5f.
6f.
I have no idea if it's good. 5f. Yeah. Now do another one, public float, public animation curve. My bad. Don't type it. Don't type it. Copy. Paste. Okay. Now here. Copy. Space. Paste. Semicolon. Save. Okay. So here we go. It's there. Now all we need to do is request the overtake. Right, so let's see how we start the rolls. It's like that. Then when a roll is completed, let me see how we start the roll. List players. Aha, like that. So list players, list turn sequence. That's going to be wrong. We're going to have to figure out which player we're overtaking. So if I remember correctly, the players have information about which tile they're on. Yes, current tile. Okay, so we're going to have to check if the next tile for our player motor is the current tile for somebody else. And if it is, then we need to make that person jump. Okay? So let's create a new, hit Control MO. And inside the player, actually, let's create a new public void. And call this one check for overtake. Overtake. Open round. Okay, so we're gonna check for overtake, save. And here we're gonna say, well, we need to get, what do we need to get? I think we would need to get an int from the, or just tell the game manager, I guess. I don't know. So there's very many ways in which we can approach this. At any rate, let's use this particular function already, so copy it. Okay, and in the player motor, when we're moving, we want to check if we get to overtake or not. And we check it when we change the next tile. So if we change the next tile, right here, you need to say player dot check for overtake. So undo, just undo, it'll be quicker. Player dot paste, open, close, semicolon. So we're gonna check for overtake before we start moving towards the next tile, but we already have the next tile and the player has received it. This means that the player can now use this next tile to check. Okay, so now we are gonna we're gonna request an int from the game manager. So we are going to create it here. We're gonna say public int, and wait, I'm still thinking this through. No, I've changed my mind. Change it to a bool. Public bool, and call this one overtake. Call it overtake. Open, close round. Actually, this is wrong. You want to receive a, let me think this through. You want to receive a tile. What did we call them? Tile? Yeah, tile T. Okay. So now we're gonna loop through all of the players except the one that's doing the turn. So let's see who starts the turn. It's not here. It's receive completed role. Aha, there. List sequence active player. Right? So let's loop through all of the players. So go for int I is 0 lower than player count, I think we called it. Yeah, player count, semicolon I++. Close, open.
Player count also means the other one though.
What do you mean?
The player of the active player, right?
Yeah, that's right. So we need to do an if here. Go if, open, and you go I is not equal to, exclamation mark equals, and copy
square bracket. Wait, I put a square bracket there. Except
that's fine, you remove it later. So copy this, paste it here. List turn. Oh, wait, does this make sense? I think so. Yes. Close the round bracket. Open. So if it's not the player that is currently active, right? Now you need to check if. Open a bracket. Now I think it's called list of players. So list underscore players. I dot current tile equals T. Close. Open. Yeah. So if the player's current tile is T, so it's the next tile for the other player, for the active player, then we know we must overtake. So what we're gonna say is we're gonna say return true. Semicolon. And here we're going to say return false. So what does this mean? I'll explain to you because you don't do this very often. So this function, right, is a bool. Therefore, it must return something, and that something must be a bool, right? So we're gonna execute that loop for each player, and we're gonna check for every player except the active player. And if the player needs to overtake someone, okay, we can return true right away. Why can we return true? Because we can make the assumption that absolutely no one else is gonna be on the tile except us.
Yeah.
There is one risk.
What if you get kicked onto the...
If you get kicked on the start on the first turn, that's the only exception that we're going to have to figure out. But I'm not too fussed. It'll be okay.
Be funny to see where it ends up.
Yeah, well. Anyway, so right, return from the false. Right. And by the way, look at the loop there, right? When the loop is finished and therefore we have not found anyone to overtake for sure, we can then return false. We know it's not overtaking. Now, when we're returning true, we also need to do something else. We need to go to list of players I, so write this, copy, paste, and now wait a moment because the player needs to do something, and that something is going to interact with the player motor. It's going to be overtaken. Right? So player, so here you want to say another public void and call this one be overtaken too. Be overtaken. And here you go motor or whatever you called it, PM dot be overtaken. Okay, close, semicolon, save. Okay, so check for overtake needs to go to game manager dot, actually if game manager dot script dot check for, what did we call it? Overtake. Yeah, overtake. Open, close, round. No, it needs something, it needs a tile, feed it next tile. Yeah, open, close, open if, open squiggle, yeah. So here put a comment and go and give score or something. Save. So this doesn't need to do anything more because when you do check for overtake from player motor inside execute move, it checks for overtake right here after it's assigned the next tile, right? So then it goes to the player and it goes like, okay, use this function over here, and if you get it true, then give me some points, right? So right now we don't particularly care about the points, we don't even keep track of them, but the game manager right here is going to then do things, and here it needs to be overtaken. Open, close, semicolon, save. Okay, and this should already work. So let's go ahead and test it out.
Well, I was not expecting.
So we need to be lucky
like
enough that we're all, that the second player is better. Oh, that's pretty good. 4. All right. Oh, we're gonna get crash because we forgot to assign things, but that's fine. Let's see if it works. Oh, 4.
Oh, what?
Boop.
Take that.
Did you see that?
Yep.
So that's kind of worked. Except we've got a problem because we didn't assign things, and I'm actually surprised everything worked. We don't have this curve.
Yeah.
At all. and that's an issue, and we have the jump height but not this curve. So for this curve, because it's a jump, we're going to use something like this. He goes up and then he comes back down. Okay. Now what we're also going to do is we're going to put a bit of a bounce at the end because it looks cooler. Yeah, I mean we could even put something as crazy as this. But no, we're going to do this, and right here we're going to add a bit of a bounce.
Yongy bong.
It needs to be bouncy, right? So this one, I'm actually going to change it from free smooth to broken. And now I'll be able to grab this and move it like this.
What?
So you see, now it's bouncy. Very nice. Okay? So how does this work? That the transform the vector 3 dot up is going to get multiplied by number 5, which is in and of itself evaluated by this curve. So it starts at 0. It goes to 5. Comes back down 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. A little bit 0. Right? And then we're going to have to do the rotation. We haven't done it yet. So let's see how this jump looks like. Assuming we're lucky enough. Come on.
Red.
Ugh, 9. That's high.
9 is harsh. I don't think anybody will overtake blue.
Oh, watch this 4.
Okay, people will probably overtake this guy though.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
7.
Wong.
Did you see that little bounce at the end?
Yep.
That was pretty cool. I think we should probably make it a little bit higher. So let's go back to this little curve over here. Drag this guy up. Make this one a bit steeper. Make this a bit steeper. There we go. Doink, doink. All right, that's done.
The big toy got really high. Whee!
Well, if you thought that 5 was too high, let's reduce it to 3.
No, I thought it was fun.
Oh, okay. What I think we forgot though is how fast this movement needs to happen, and I think we need a variable for that. So let's go right here and go public float overtake jump speed. Lowercase also.
Oh, yeah.
It's a variable.
I forgot it's not a function. Overtake
Jump speed.
Speed.
And clearly I would say at least 2. So go equals 2.
Equals 2 float semicolon.
Okay. Copy this variable. Save since you're here. And we're going to the player motor. We're going right here. And we're going to say space times space game manager dot script paste. Save. Okay, so now it's gonna go faster. Now we want to deal with that rotation. Now rotation is fairly simple, right? We want to rotate it by 360 degrees on a certain axis, and it has to be that specific axis. It's going to be the axis of the car. So let's quickly hit play over here because I don't remember how the cars look like. I'm going to minimize here. I'm going to go to any player. Let's take a look. Okay, look at the rotation on the X we want to rotate. Okay, now the pivot is not in the center, so this may look funky. We'll see. I'm not too fast. Even if it looks a bit weird, I think it's going to be okay. And I think we need to rotate backwards by 360 degrees. Yeah.
So minus 360.
That's right. I wouldn't create a variable for that. It's always the same. Okay, so let's create, let me think for a moment. So we want to lerp a rotation between 0 and minus 360 on the x-axis. Therefore, we are going to need, yeah, okay, got it. So go transform.rotation equals, and here you're gonna write quaternion.euler open round, and now you're gonna say vector3 dot, and it needs to be on the x-axis, so which direction?
Right or
right.
left?
Let's go right. Positive, right? So right. Now open around and go 0 f. My bad. Remove the 0. Math f. No, still. I'm just wrong. Times math f dot lerp. Now open around and you go 0 f, comma minus 360 f.
Wait, we're rotating in the Y?
No.
No, wait, started in. Sorry.
Yeah. Minus 360 f.
This is not a thing. Minus 360 f,
comma, and do passing time for now. So this is also just going to be linear. Close it. Close it again. Semicolon. All right. So let's see if this works. Should be interesting.
Let's kind of see some flippity-roo-doos.
Flippity-doos. Space. I
Space.
pressed it. Ha.
Shotgun.
Shotgun. 6. Okay, your turn. Nice.
Whoa.
Watch
12.
Watch it.
Good job.
Boing.
Dong.
So that looked very cool, but it did also rotate it compared to the current rotation. Now that's not what we want.
It was fun though.
Yeah, no, it looks cool. So what we should do is change this just a little bit. So we're gonna say new vector3.
Okay. New vector 3.
Open around. And this you put inside the x, and that's already fine. Now inside the y, you're going to say transform.rotation.eulerangles.y.
Okay, transform. Let's see if I remember. Down, rotation.
No, but wait a moment, because this is gonna cause us grief, I think, because quaternions are annoying to work with. When you want to specify angles, quaternions are lovely, but they are difficult to work with when you want to specify angles. So what I think we should do is we should set up a starting rotation, and no, it's not gonna work. We'll just continue as we are for now. Okay, transform.rotation dot Euler angles.
Euler. A German guy invented the Euler, right?
Dot Y. Well, a German guy by the name of Euler, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can copy this entire one now. I just noticed we're a bit dumb. Okay, and paste it here. Dot Z, close bracket. Save.
Save!
Alright, let's test this out. Because this one keeps track of whatever the original rotation on Z and X was. Excuse me, Z and Y. Yeah.
Come on, Matt!
When she says met, she's saying mate like a person from Yorkshire or attempting to. It doesn't work, but that's fine. He carries on doing it. She carries on doing it. I just misgendered you. Oh, watch.
Die?
Oh! Told you it was gonna be dodgy. Told you it was gonna be weird.
He went in the floor.
Yeah, because quaternions don't like us. We need to store these in advance somewhere. Okay, so let's create a vector 3.
Okay. Vec 3.
Yeah.
Dot.
Call it current rotation. Equals transform.rotation.Euler angles.
But it says there.
Just trust me. Transform.rotation.Euler angles. Semicolon. Okay. Now copy this. Paste it here. My bad. Undo. Paste it here. Space plus space. Now we are going to redo it as we did it before. Vector 3 dot right and times mathf lerp passing time blah blah blah. Remove all of this bit. So now what the rotation is going to do is it's going to keep whatever its values were and simply add this. So hopefully this will work.
Mm-hmm.
Rotations are always a bit difficult to work with.
Complicated. 7. Pretty good, Mr. Red Person. No, Mr. Blue Person, maybe.
Boring. Well, you're gonna
3.
get overtaken.
He's totally gonna get overtaken, Mr. Blue Person. Unless everybody else. Yep. Boing.
So I didn't see that final bounce. That bothers me a little. Now, we without us actually quitting here, we're going to go and change that curve. So, Game Manager, I'm going to teach you a trick.
What?
Okay, so let's hold Control here. We're going to put it, say, at 80%.
Wow.
Something. I'm going to put this one here. And we're going to move this peak here. Okay? Now let's try.
There's a much bigger wang.
Yeah, it's a huge bounce now. Let's see how the situation is here.
Mr. Yellow, go overtake that blue. Bong.
We have a problem, but that's fine.
Bugsies.
Yeah, I'm not too fussed, but I know what the problem is. Okay, now it bounced, but it looks bad.
Mm-hmm.
It looks excessive. Okay, so I think I preferred it before. I think the trick here is to move this just a little bit further left, being a little bit more subtle, and I think we'll be okay. Maybe this will do.
Maybe.
Okay, yeah. So let's leave this as this for now. I'm going to lower the strength of this. There, that'll do. Okay. So no trick to show people, but whatever. So that's done. Now you've noticed a weird bug there. The problem is because the car, after it moves, we forgot to say player current tile equals next tile.
Player
Dot current tile equals player dot next tile. And that's why the car didn't know that it was gonna get overtaken. Semicolon, save. Okay, now for the billionth time, let's test and look and see how it looks like.
That's how it works.
That's how it works. You need to retest and break things. 6, not a bad throw.
Mr. Blue.
Not a bad roll, I guess. Oh, that's winning.
Oh boy!
Watch it.
Wow.
Okay, now we need to overtake that blue again. So let's do it again.
Oh, okay, Blue, get overtaken. Donk. He got overtaken.
Yep. But you see, it actually worked this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now we got a bit of a problem because it's not rotating with the track, so he's now sideways. So next time the blue goes, it'll look really weird because the blue is not gonna go. All right.
Bonk. He just bonked the green.
Look at all of the overtaking that's happening. That's pretty cool. Red though, red is just flying away, people. Whoa, 11.
Bye.
See ya.
Red's winning like a champion.
Well, that's how champions win, yeah. Okay, time to go. What is it? Yellow? I can't remember.
I think it's green or nope, it's yellow.
I have an idea.
He's catching up.
I have an idea for our rotations. In terms of telling whose turn it is. I think that's a good idea. Let's see. Boink.
Donk.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that bounce. It looks a little bit janky there at the end.
Blue is losing.
Yeah, well, it's his turn now. Oh, it's happening.
Blue, my goodness. Bong. Blue's not losing no more. Okay, Red, do a bad throw.
That's enough. It's enough. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Every time we change turn, we should change the material of the wheels. So if we take the material of the car wheels, so let's take a look at the material of the car, not the car wheels, my bad, the die wheel there. So this material is currently that weird brown. Let's see if we put some kind of like dark gray. Maybe it's going to look okay, right? Because then we could take the die numbers and change this color to red to tell you, hey, it's the red turn. Or maybe we should change the die wheel to red to tell you that it's the red turn, and the numbers to black.
I think it looks better on the inside because it also changes the spoke if we do it on the wheel.
What do you mean? So it's better to change the wheel?
No, it's better to change the numbers.
Okay, numbers.
The numbers.
All right, so
like your silly elephant says.
Silly elephant.
Your silly elephant, who I don't know where he is.
Silly elephant is cool. All right, so let's try another color just for curiosity. Yellow.
Yellow.
Right.
Yellow.
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 Señor. All right. Yes. So it's definitely okay. I think I quite like it. So we are going to take the material of that of the dice and know whose turn it is that way. I mean, we're gonna have other signalers, but this is a decent signal already. Right. So let's go to the game manager. So where is die roll, player count, player colors? Where's active player? There it is. So right here we're gonna create a serialized field, private. You need a square bracket first.
I'll just do tab and then tab, and now I need to put a square bracket here. I could have clicked.
You could have.
Serialized field, private
material, and it's gonna be a die wheel material. Material.
Motor. Wheel.
Material. Save. Okay, so the diamond material, copy this.
Isn't it supposed to be an array?
No, we're
will we
only
just
gonna
change
change the one. So every time we go change turn,
Do we have player colors or something?
we do.
Yay.
Paste it here, go set color, dot set color. Open a round bracket, quote underscore color with a capital C. Fairly sure it's called this way. Close the quote, comma, and now you're going to say player colors. Oh, yeah. Open a square bracket. And wait a second.
Active player.
Not sure. Not sure, no, because we have the list and they are in different order. So this is the one. List turn sequence active player. Copy. Paste it here. Now close the square bracket. Now close the round bracket. Semicolon. Save. Okay. So now we'll see if this works decently.
Let's see.
So it's already yellow. Let's see if this is true. Yes.
Book. Mr. Yellow went first.
Okay. Oh! Ah! Unassigned reference exception. Oh yeah, the material. Aren't we silly? I also noticed that the first turn is never changed.
You really have to.
Yes, you do. Okay, so game manager dynumbers right here, and we need to do a turn change right at the beginning. So when we go set up turns blah, 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 active player 0. Let's see if we can do a change turn. Request an int in change turn and call this one specific. Yeah, and equals -1. Save. And here you go. If open specific higher than -1. Close the round, open, yeah, close. Okay, now cut this, put it here. And my bad, undo again. Else, paste it here. So only if we don't have a specific, so save. But if specific is higher than -1, then you go active player, copy, equals specific. This will help us to skip turns if we want to, which is nice. Okay, so instead of this active player equals 0 right here, you go change turn, so copy this, paste it over active player, open a round, close the round. So we're going to change turn to 0 right at the beginning. That will also assign the correct material, the correct color to the material. So now let's test this properly. So we're going to take the numbers and we're going to give them a color that we don't normally have, this purple. You see it right there? It should go immediately to another color. So whose turn is it now?
It's Blue's turn.
So hit play. Let's
see if it is Blue's turn.
See if we're correct.
Blue, is your turn. Yep.
Okay. So we've done 50 minutes. I think it's good enough for us to stop.
It's Yellow's turn now.
Well then, hit space. Let's see if we get an overtake.
Oh, I think we will. Down.
Wait,
yep.
I think I've managed to take a thumbnail for the video for later.
A thumbnail?
Thumbnail. Yeah. If you open GIMP, because I've pressed Alt print screen. Okay, so it should save whatever was in that particular application. And it did.
Oh,
and you can see the car is flying. It's got its shadow over here. We've got the numbers being colored. So we got a few things done, and that's not too bad.
Okay.
So I can now let's show people how I do this, because that's how I do it. Right. So I'll go create new layer. Right. I create this, and then I do D, and then I write episode 8, just like that. Okay, then I take this and I usually put it up to a font like, I don't remember, 100, sure, that'll do. And I think the font I use for this is Hemi, which is the same font that I use on MC Squared. I don't know if I need to credit the person who made it. I don't think so. I think it's free for commercial use, but I'll credit them anyway in the game. Here I don't see a huge advantage for doing it. So I'm gonna change the color to my orange for the thing. Okay, now that it's done, I'm gonna change this from a piece of text to a piece of to an actual picture. Okay, I'm gonna cut this episode 8. I'm gonna drag it to the right like this, about, and now I'm gonna duplicate this, and now I'm gonna go to colors, brightness. I'm gonna lower the brightness and increase the contrast, just for sakes. For to be safe, I usually do it 2 or 3 times. Now this one should be full black, and it is. I could have just kept it before or something. It doesn't matter. And now I'm gonna go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, 15 by 15. We get a bit of a blur, and I copy it about 4 or 5 times over itself. And there's the thumbnail for our video, which I will then.
Where will you put it?
Somewhere, doesn't matter. Then I put it in the video, so when you go on YouTube and you see D&D episode 8, that's what you see. That's the first picture that shows.
Okay.
Okay, so we're done for tonight. Thanks very much for watching, and on the next episode, I'm not sure what we'll do because we've done a bit of refining, but what I think we should do, we have the turns, right? We have all of these cool things. We can make things better, obviously, but the first thing I think we should do is focus on the core. So what we're going to do is we're going to start making special tiles.
Okay. Right.
That give you, like, cards that will have powers that you can use. That sounds ambitious. Okay, cool. Well, thanks very much, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.